as long as the DTC goes live, you're pretty darn positive that XRP will have no choice but to be a higher price. So I don't think they can go live without XRP being a higher price. There's not enough liquidity. So there's always been this, I think I'm really the only one that's been on this side of the fence, to be honest with you. I think most everybody else is like, they'll flip a switch and they'll start using it, and that's what will drive demand. I don't see how they can do that. You can't use it at the current price, and demand from usage is only going to come once it's usable. So in my mind, they need to use a supply shock of some kind, similar to what they did in 2017, to be able to drive it to $3.94 in early 2018, on the current circumstances that exist. And in doing so, they would push it up to a value that then had enough liquidity for all of these things that have been built to start using it. So it's a supply shock, then usage. So in my mind, again, we'll see if I'm right or not. We only have a couple days to figure it out, and I'm sure people will be upset if it doesn't happen. And look, again, don't hold your breath. Okay, I'm not telling you to hold your breath or bet the barn on it or do anything silly. I think based on both Swift and DTCC are the same day, which is odd. And they've moved from 23 to 24.5. So again, predicated that they are going to utilize and move to T+0 to facilitate that. Other people are saying it's T+1. Okay, so if they stay T+1, they don't need it yet. But if they move to T0 in order to be able to facilitate real-time trading at 24.5, you would need XRP to be a higher price prior to them doing that. And I don't know how you could cause a supply shock on the weekend. You could do it on a Sunday, our time, if Japan needed it, which was interesting. The currency exchange and swap pair that Mike Higgins talked about on the podcast that he was on, he talked about the JPY and USD pair and leveraging XRP in the center of that. So could that be the deal? Potentially. Does that drive enough FOMO and demand that BlackRock launches their ETF on the 28th, or sorry, the 29th, the Monday, and then Evernorth goes live and everybody piles in before the 30th of this month to drive it to where it needs to be to start using it and save the stock market and everything else? Possible. Is that, an absolute certainty? Absolutely not.